Self-value means how you hold yourself within yourself and what you expect as a result. If you really, really love someone, respect them enough to tell them the truth and believe that they can handle it.
I accept that people won't like me, they will not agree with me, and they may not choose to see me as any other way than the way they hold in their mind. That is not my issue. That is a personal issue.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 for my top 10, top 10, 9. This one's for my top 10.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with
Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So get ready to know your worth, make things practical, and tell the truth with Iyanla Vanzant and my take on her top 10 rules of success to give you the confidence, motivation, and belief that you need. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Know your worth.
When we think we are unworthy, it means that for some reason, we believe that we have to prove we have a right to our space on the planet, in life, as we are, being who we are. And that means that we will do all manner of wonderfulness to prove we deserve to be here. And usually, some of the common things are we overcommit, overgive, we overdo, we over-excuse, we overcompensate, and we stay in difficult, desperate, hurtful, harmful situations much longer than it is wise or productive to do so. Worth. What it is that you expect from the world in response to who you are is very different from value. Self-value means how you hold yourself within yourself and what you expect as a result. Now, in order to get to the worth, if you're not holding yourself within yourself as worthy, then what you expect from the world is surely gonna hurt you.
Rule number 2, make things personal and practical.
I recently spoke to a man who was about to abandon his path of spiritual study because he couldn't seem to align himself with the laws of life. In essence, he couldn't make the law work for him. He had done all of the right things and he had said all of the right affirmations. He was praying and meditating and listening. Still, his life was a mess. Surely he thought that I can't be on the right path. And that happens to many of us. We do something for a certain amount of time and we have an expectation that there's a reward, and when we don't get it, we think we've done the right thing. Perhaps he thought he should return to the spiritual tradition of his family. Listening to him, I said, been there, done that. I knew exactly how he was feeling. Suddenly I remembered that in the midst of my own spiritual breakdown, a good friend offered me something that I was excited to share with this pilgrim in distress. We must make our spiritual practice personal. It is of absolutely no use to read the words and study the principles and look at the book as if they're magic formulas that are going to bestow something on you. Every word you receive as guidance on your spiritual path must be received as if it was written specifically for you. Whether it's the Bible or the Torah or the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, you have to know that these words are coming to you at this time for you next. You must make all of your spiritual practices and insights practical. You do not need wings and feathers. You need to walk on earth. Be heavenly bound, but be good on earth. You must hear and receive spiritual teachings in a manner that addresses right where you are, just as you are right now. It is so tempting to think that you've got to wait for something in you or around you to be different before you can apply what you're learning and studying. A better way to interpret what you receive when you read or when you study is to put it in the first person, make it an I frame of reference by applying it to something that's going on in your life right now. Next, you must believe that the answer to your prayer is possible, whether you've been praying it for 15 days or weeks or months, or if you prayed it this morning. Because the minute you entertain the thought, just one thought, that everyone's prayer can be answered but yours, the possibility for your prayer to be answered goes right out the window. All things are possible to those who believe. So make your belief and the things you believe in personal and practical, and know that they are possible.
Rule number 3, tell the truth.
If you really, really love someone, respect them enough to tell them the truth and believe that they can handle it. I know. Sometimes we lie to people because we don't want to hurt them. We lie to them because we're afraid of their reaction. We lie to them because we think that what we've done is so horrible, or what we feel is so disagreeable, or what we want from them we'll never get. But love requires honor, honesty, and truth. And if you tell a lie and get caught, it'll create more hurt, more harm, more upset than if you just told the truth in the first place. So, if you really love somebody and you want to maintain an honorable, honest, authentic relationship, love them enough to tell them the truth and believe that they can handle it. And if they can't, oh well, tell them the truth anyway.
Rule number 4, be happy with who you are.
The only thing you gotta do is be happy about who you are. And just do you, boo. But how often do we forget that? How often do we forget that who we are just as we are is enough? And we get busy doing and being something else. And then we become unhealthy on all levels, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, because we leave the truth of who we are in search of something else.
Also, if you want more self-love, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
We need to stop whining about what isn't happening.
So it's not selfish to put yourself first.
No, it's self-full.
It's self-full.
It's self-full to be first, to be as good as possible to you, to take care of you.
But if you don't love what you're doing, run for your life.
Rule number 5, stand up for yourself.
In order to take the next step to where you want to be, you've got to be willing to take a stand for yourself, within yourself. Speak up for yourself. Ask for the things that you want. And be willing. Be willing for some people to say no. Everybody's not going to say no. You know, people's job is not to make you happy. I know that would be wonderful if this were Iyanlaville and all of you were Iyanlaites, and I could just be happy, you know? But that's not it. So you've got to be willing to do that. Take that next step towards standing up for yourself. So those things that are unconscious and habitual will begin to fade away. You've got to challenge them.
Rule number 6, choose to duck.
It is amazing to me how many people believe that they must respond to anything and everything that seems to be going on. They measure their personal growth and spiritual prowessness by the number of adverse conditions they've been able to live through and with. Some people even consider it a measure of their faith and trust in good in God when they struggle and suffer, waiting for something better to befall them. Can you imagine that people actually believe that if they can live through and forgive the most dastardly deeds of others, that they will somehow be rewarded with a major outpouring of peace and enlightenment? Well, this may be one path, but I want to tell you about a shortcut. Duck! I personally have learned how to duck behind God when the crazy starts flying. There are some experiences I no longer choose to have. I accept that people won't like me. They will not agree with me, and they may not choose to see me as any other way than the way they hold in their mind. That is not my issue. That is a personal issue. You know, maybe we do have karma. You know, things that we have to work out between ourselves and the people that show up in our lives. Well, listen, I reserve the right to choose how I'm going to participate, and I choose to duck. Some people just want to fight. They expect a fight, they look for a fight, and if there's no fight around, they will pick a fight. They want to argue and be upset, and I no longer consider it a necessity to stand with them or for them in the midst of conflama. That's conflict laced with drama. When family and friends know that you have a spiritual outlook, they want to include you in their problem solving. And we train people to come to us by always knowing just what to say and just what to do and just what they should do. Just because we can handle it doesn't mean that we must handle it or that it's in our best interest to do so. Instead, we can choose to duck, dodge underdeveloped consciousness kindly.
Rule number 7, serve yourself.
The purpose is to serve. But you don't do that for the women, you do it for you. Okay? Let me just tell you all the truth. You don't serve for the other person. You do it for you. That's your purpose. The fact that they benefit is gravy on the potatoes. But standing in your purpose, that's the potatoes. So you don't do it for them, you do it for you. And that makes you uncomfortable to say, I'm serving for me. Didn't make Jesus uncomfortable. Didn't make Mother Teresa uncomfortable. Didn't make Buddha, Gandhi, Martin Luther King. Didn't make them uncomfortable because they were clear that that's what they were here to do. Now the way you serve may be providing support for women as they empower themselves. The minute you say, my purpose is to, you can't empower nobody. If I left you here for 24 hours with a bag of Lay's potato chips, how powerful would you be over that bag of Lay's? Because one of them obviously would jump out into your hand, and that hand would make it to your mouth, and you know you can't eat just one. So, what I want you to do, my darling, is get comfortable with serving as your purpose and don't dictate what it looks like. Your vision may be that you'll serve women by supporting them as they empower themselves. That may be your vision, but your purpose is serving. Take your control off it. Let God send you where He wants you to go. Like be women. Because I said, well, I want to do women. I suppose that's not what God wants you to do.
Rule number 8, be prepared to make people mad.
If you really want to reach your greatest potential, if you want to see just how far you can go in life, if you've got a dream you've been holding on to in the back of your mind and now you're ready to risk everything for that dream, if you really want your life to move forward, you must be willing to make some people mad. Oh, people will get mad. Whenever you live beyond someone's opinion of you, oh, they're going to get mad. Whenever you begin to think more of yourself than people think of you, oh, they will get mad. Whenever you move into a place of being, in a way of being that other people around you are afraid to try on for themselves, they will get mad. And so what? They get mad. Their madness doesn't have to influence your life. You've got to be willing to live through the difficulty of upsetting people you care about, of people that you really thought were on your side, turning their back on you, and whatever. When you get there, those people that really need to be there will be there, and the others won't really matter.
Rule number 9, don't pick up the trash.
The players don't stop to pick up trash on the field. That's what we have to learn in taking the next steps in our healing. Don't stop to pick up trash on the field. Let me tell you what trash on the field is. Number one, stop reminding yourself of how badly you did in the past. Trash on the field. Trash on the field. It is not helpful to keep reminding you of how that didn't work unless you're looking at it for the value of the experience. Trash on the field? Yes. Number two, stop reminding yourself of what you haven't done. Just because you haven't done it doesn't mean you won't do it. But you gotta get focused on the end zone. Number three, make sure you know what ball game you playing before you start playing. Okay? Because sometimes we start playing the game and we don't even have a clue. Trash on the field. You'll be picking up trash on the field. You'll be thinking that you got to do certain things, you're obligated to do certain things because you don't really know the rules of the game. There are 3 rules. Tell the truth. Be clear. Get focused and stay that way. Taking the next steps.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is make a choice.
It really isn't as hard as you're making it. We all have a tendency at times to make things more difficult than they need to be. And that need not be. Here it is. It happened. You didn't like it. It was a violation of your boundaries. It didn't honor who you were. Somebody didn't keep their agreement, or you failed to make an agreement. So there's nothing to hold anyone accountable to. You felt bad about it. They felt bad about it. Now you're left feeling bad. But it doesn't have to be hard. Here's the choice. Let go and move on, or hold on and stay stuck. It's just that simple. It doesn't have to be hard. You get to choose. Let go and move on, or hold on and stay stuck.
Now I have a special bonus clip from Iyanla on how to go for the home run that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1, what's the choice that you need to make? Number 2, where do you need to stop picking up the trash? And number 3, how can you better serve yourself? And if you made it this far in the video, I wanna celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
This is what I know. I know that in the baseball, with the little ball, that you have to hit it, and then you run to the bases, right? I know that, right? Isn't that just like life? Sometimes you have to really swing at something with your mind, with your heart, with your words, and then you got to go get it. I like that, right? And I also know about that you don't win when you get to first base. You don't win. You can't have a party and go in, buy the new house and the Jag because you made it to first base, right? You got to get all the way around to all the other bases, and sometime on the way there, you'll meet with a foul, right? It ain't that people are out to get you, boo. It's just part of the game. But if you want to get to the home run, you got to get all the way around. So don't go spending your money and going into debt just because you got to first base. And life is like that, right?
If you want to see the top 10 I did on Oprah Winfrey, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
It was very difficult for me to figure out where my boundaries were because I'd grown up poor and didn't have anything.
I can't quit this job